Hey guys, welcome back. I just wanted to talk today about how much we spent as a family of 9 in February of 2026, what we did well, what went off the rails, and our goals for March. So let's get started. So you guys know, I'm pretty sure, that I keep track of my bills and everything on paper. I am a paper and pencil kind of a person. So the first one that I have is this, and it's where I track my no spend days. So all the purple are no spend days, and we had 14 no spend days in February, so half of the month. The last 4 days we spent money every day, and so that was not helpful, but so my goal for March, I think, is to get at least 15 no spend days, but I would love for it to be more. However, when I tell you the things we have coming up, you'll understand why that might not be as reasonable. So the next one that I have, apart from, of course I have a written budget, but this is for tracking what we actually spend. So are these. This is my March one that I just started, and it has all of the categories on the side, the days of the month across the top, and then I just fill them in and I black out the ones when we don't have any spending in those. So today is March 3rd. We did have spending on the 1st, and we will have spending today, but we didn't have any spending yesterday. So then the last one that I have is this one that is the year tracker, and so it's still the same categories down the side, and I need to redo this. Some of them are not applicable anymore, and some of them need to be changed a little bit, but for now all of our categories along the side, and then January through December up here, quarter 1 total, quarter 1 average, quarter 2 total, quarter 2 average, and then at the end year total and year average. So I have January's and February's written down. So let's get into what we spent for the month of February. I'll probably be glancing down a lot. I hope you'll forgive me, but I don't have them memorized. So for bills, we spent $2,287. So that's over half of our income goes to bills, and that includes car insurance and other insurances and electric, phones, internet, propane, our van payment, all the normal things. Okay, celebrations and gifts, we spent $345, and yes, that is a lot. We have 4 kids' birthdays in March, and so that was gifts for the first 2, and then we took our soon-to-be 16-year-old out for a day, and it was the expense of taking him out. We got lunch, we bought a few things, all of that. Clothing, we spent $33. 3 of that was a pair of pants for my son, and $30 was an outfit for me. Whenever we took our son out, I found an outfit that I liked at Walmart, and I showed my husband. He was like, no, you need to get it. So he spoils me, and I probably should have said no, but it fits really well, and so that's what it was. $33 in clothing for the month of February. Education, we spent $94. So 45 of that is, or 40 couple, I guess, is subscriptions. Our oldest 2 that are still in school do math online, and so it was their subscription for math. And then the other $50 was our oldest daughter bought a new laptop to take to college with her, and we bought her old one from her because they weren't going to give her anything for it and trade in at any of the computer stores here. So it's really old. It still has a disk drive, which is perfect for us for using teaching textbooks. So yeah, $50 for her laptop. Food, we were over budget. We spent $1,038, and that didn't include birthday food. That was up in the celebrations and gifts category for the 2 early March birthdays. I don't know. There was a couple of extra stops, and that's why I said, like at the beginning of the year, I really just want to buy food on certain days. But the day that we went and bought our mattresses, we stopped at a discount food store, spent some money there. I think there was another time we happened to be out and spent some money, and it just adds up so fast. Fuel, we were way over budget. We spent $353. We took 2 vehicles to Pennsylvania to buy mattresses. That was a big part of that. Fun was $185, and that was, one of them was a meal out, which was like $130 for 8 of us who went. I don't remember what the other one was. Household, we spent $205. So I think that was over a little bit too, and that was because we didn't know we were running low on dog and cat food when we went to the store, and I didn't check, and we ended up buying it later. I really would like to get that down. Large purchases, this was the mattresses that we bought. So as I said before, we bought a queen size mattress and box spring for our bed, and then we bought 4 twin size mattresses, and that was $1,287, and that is from our tax refund. That was our first big purchase, and you're going to see in the next couple of months some more big purchases. And like I said, we use our income tax refund to fill in all the things that we could not afford normally on my husband's income. So I had some friends at one point who said that they don't take advantage of like earned income credit, child tax credit. They felt like it was a government handout. And I was talking to a different friend recently, and she said that doesn't make any sense, because if our children were in school, in our public school system, the public school would receive, $10,000 per child per, I have 7 children still in school. We are saving the government $70,000 by homeschooling and taking our $5,000 refund and putting it toward the things that we need in order to continue to homeschool them. So that's kind of the way I look at it. We would figure it out. He would find another job. I would do something else if we needed to, but we're very thankful for it. Miscellaneous was $74. Part of that was a U-Haul rental when we went to get the mattresses. Vehicle repairs was $270, and that was because my van left me sit one day. I had to have somebody come pick me up. And then we also, I think there was another thing, I can't remember, but anyway, $270 in vehicle repairs. So that is what we spent for the month of February for our large family. It's over our $4,000 income. As I said, we were starting to spend our income tax refund. So I'll tell you, first of all, what we also plan to spend our refund on. So we will pay our property taxes, which I got the bill, and it's $1,409 and some change for our property tax for the year. We're going to need a new pressure tank for our water pressure tank. Ours is like 50 years old, and it is on its last leg. Sometimes the water just cuts out. It's doing really badly. My dad was a plumber for a long time, and so he taught us how to refill it with air so we can limp it along, because if it's not working, then our pump, which we replaced like 2 years ago, is working overtime, and that's not a good thing. So we've been limping it along. When we do get it, my dad's going to install it, so we will only have parts. The cheapest one we found for what we need for our space is $539 plus tax, and then we're going to need a new pressure gauge, a pressure switch, some, plumbing and electrical things when he installs it. We are also putting an automatic shutoff on our wood stove fans. So you guys know we replaced those recently. We are going to have my dad, again, he's going to run some bits and bobs and pieces and make it so that the fans, even when they're turned on, only kick on and actually run when the wood stove is hot, and as soon as it drops, they'll shut off. So that's going to serve a couple of purposes. First of all, it's not going to continue to run whenever the wood stove is cold, and so that'll save us on electricity. And it will also alert us kind of whenever the wood stove's going out, so we won't have that constant fluctuation of temperature, because as they drop, or if the temperature drops and the fans shut off, then we're going to know, oh, it's gotten cold, we need to restart that. So we're going to be doing that. We are buying firewood for the next couple of years. It's $500 for a triaxle load of logs, and then we will cut and split them. And so that should get us 2 to 3 years of heat cost, essentially. So we're doing that. And then the last thing is that we have 2 trips to Indiana for our daughter. First of all, we do a senior trip for our kids whenever they are seniors. We take them somewhere, just my husband and I, as kind of a last thing, you know, before they're adults and launched out into the world. And so we're going to visit her college, and then she wants to stop a couple of places on the way back. So that's one trip. And then the second one will be to move her to college in August. So we have to have money set aside for that. We have some set aside already, but then this will help fill that in. So then in March, the goal is to stick to the budget, of course. And we're going to be paying the property tax and buying the pressure tank in March. And we have 2 birthdays in March, but of course, just to keep our grocery budget under control, to shop less, to have more no spend days, always trying to do these things and probably failing, but doing our best. So let me know, guys, how your February went, what your plans are for March, any questions about how we're doing things, or yeah, anything. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for being here. Bye.